there, welcome back to our Okie Dokie Life. I thought while I had all of this stuff out, I would make another recipe from Stacy's book. That is Stacy from Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, her little cookbook of Stacy's Fermenting with a Smile. This one I'm going to try to make is the fermented sliced jalapenos, but instead of jalapenos, I'm going to do banana peppers because I have a lot of banana peppers that I need to preserve before they go bad. So I'm going to adapt this recipe to banana peppers instead of jalapenos, which is fairly easy by just swapping out the pepper. Okay, so this recipe calls for a little less than 2 pounds of peppers. So I'm going to start getting those sliced up and getting them packed into a quart jar. And these have all been washed already, so here we go. Okay, so this recipe says to leave 1.5 inches headspace, which headspace is from your product, your produce, to the top of the jar. And Stacy says that each of your little knuckles is 1 inch. So right there, we're about at 1.5 inches. So now I'm gonna also put in my garlic, and it calls for 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. So let me grab a clove here. And I'm going to use my garlic peeler. You just put the garlic clove in there and roll it back and forth a few times. And it comes out clean. The paper goes in the scrap bowl. And on this recipe it says sliced. So we're just going to slice it and put that in there. Now we're going to get 2 cups of filtered water. Okay, and this is filtered water out of our Alexa Pure water filtering system. I'll leave a link for that down below. I don't know if it's just because I have the product and I use it, but I swear it makes the water taste so much better. I can drink water so much easier after it's been through the water system. So I'll leave a link down below for that too. But this is the filtered water, and we're going to get 2 cups of it. And we're going to put 4 teaspoons of this Redmond's real salt and let it dissolve in there, making a brine. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I'm just going to whisk that in there to make it dissolve. Okay. So now that the salt has dissolved, we're going to just pour this liquid over, or this brine, over our peppers. And I also honestly think that it needs just a little more water. So I'm going to do half the brine this time. So I'm going to do a cup and then 2 teaspoons of salt. Other salts that you can use is pink Himalayan salt. And that's what I was using, and it's what I still use because I bought it in bulk. But then shortly after I bought my last batch in bulk, I heard about this Redmond's real salt. And I do like that it's mined in the United States in Utah, whereas pink Himalayan salt is mined in Pakistan. So it's nice to just be able to get a little closer. But that's what I will be buying after I use up what I've already purchased. But they're both great salt choices for your fermenting and for your baking and everything. They just have so many more minerals and nutrients in there for you than just your table salt. And I don't know if I mentioned this, the reason you want to use the filtered water in your ferments is because a lot of times your tap water has been water treated, so it has chlorine or other things in there that will harm your ferments, will kill the fermenting process. So you want to use a filtered water that doesn't have any of those contaminants in it. Okay, now we've got this one dissolved, and I'm going to pour it over and leave 1.5 inch headspace. Which is about there. So now it says to add a weight, which is these handy dandy little glass weights. I got these from Amazon. It is a part of a Year of Plenty kit that I got. However, the next ones I get, I am going to get with the little handle because it makes less of a mess, because this generally plops down in there. But you want to put this on here to weigh down your vegetables so it's below the water and it doesn't have access to the air. So we're going to gently try to put that in here without making too big of a mess. There we go. And that just pushes your veggies under the water. And then we're going to put a lid on it. You can use a regular canning lid, but you would need to burp it every day. What I'm going to use is part of this Year of Plenty kit is a fermenting lid. So it allows it to burp itself daily. So it's just a regular lid, but it has a hole in the top, and you're going to put this on there like you normally would. And then it has this other funnel. You put this in here. And the directions say to add a little water to the top to where it's half full. This is actually the first time I've used it in it, but it says to do it about half full. And then you add, this lid back on, which has little holes in it for it to breathe. And so this will allow your ferment to breathe out but not make a mess. An alternative to this type is the mason top nipples, which it's just a little nipple that you put on. I don't have one that fits my quarts right now. I got a pint and a quart one at the class that Stacy taught, but my quart nipple I'm currently using on a sauerkraut that I have fermenting. So I am going to be buying some more of these because I really like this concept, but I forgot that I had these that came in the Year of Plenty, so I'm going to try that on this batch. So you just put that in there, and then we're going to let this sit in on my counter for 10 to 14 days out of direct sunlight. And then I will remove the Year of Plenty lid and contraption here and just put a regular lid on it and put it in refrigerator or cold storage, and it should store it for a year. So thanks for watching as we did another ferment. Talk to you later. Bye.